Hi, it's Frank from our hiking blog. Thanks very much for taking the time to look at the video. I just wanted to do a short introduction for the interview that I did with Jay Reilly, who's just finished a book on how to hike in Nepal and basically how to get to Everest Base Camp and back. Jay's had lots of experience in Nepal, living there for many years, guiding trips. He put the book together and we just did this interview. We'll apologise for the non-production quality of it, but you'll get the idea and hope you enjoy it. The book's for sale via our site and I hope you enjoy it and it's useful. Thank you. Jay Reilly, my son-in-law, married to my beautiful daughter Claire, and he has put together a new book for our hiking blog called Remember to Breathe, which is what we're calling the definitive guide to getting to Everest Base Camp. Sounds a bit over the top, but Jane, bit of time in Nepal in your day?
Yeah, I spent all up about probably 6-7 years over there. Living over there, working for a commercial mountain guiding company, and ended up leading about close to 17 trips up into the Everest region when I was there.
Okay, so were they like mountain climbing trips or trips up into base camp, or?
Both. So mostly mountain climbing, but quite a few treks as well.
Yeah. And
the mountains that we climbed, they followed along the Everest path anyway. Yeah.
So you came across a lot of different people, I'm sure, in the trips.
Oh yeah.
So I suppose part of the book, the reason for writing the book that I conned you into doing it, was the way you kept on talking about it was you could either go guided or independent. And I suppose some of the books talks about guided and some's independent. I know things have changed. You guys have just been to Nepal recently, haven't you?
We have.
They went about 8 months ago, and the camera person, Claire, is now due to have a baby in about a month, so they had a lot of good fun in Nepal.
Yeah. Look, things had changed a little bit from when I was there last in 2008. And to be honest, the only thing that had really changed was the fact that you now can't just simply jump on a plane and go sort of trekking by yourself. You do need, there is a bit more of a sort of formality to it now, in the way that if you want to go sort of by yourself, quote unquote, you need to actually register your details and things. Get a hold of a special trekker's card that you can get from any trekking agency, and you need to hire yourself a Nepali guide to go with you. But that's still classed as an independent trek, if you like, as opposed to
like going with
a company,
of the big commercial companies.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I suppose a lot of the things you covered in the book, which people can look at the chapter summaries, is like what to do before you get there, your training regime or some suggestions for training. Then we went on to when you get into Kathmandu.
Equipment, taking care of yourself in Kathmandu, how to sort of navigate the wilds of Kathmandu, if you like, and sort of tips and techniques for choosing good accommodation and sort of staying healthy in Kathmandu and basically.
So the idea was not to just talk about the actual trek, but it's the whole experience of looking after yourself in Nepal.
It is. And
then getting yourself organised even before you leave with vaccinations, immunizations.
Yep, it's the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole kit and caboodle. And then there's a fair bit in there about AMS or altitude sickness.
There is, yeah. It's definitely one of the things that you need to know before you're going trekking at high altitude. You need some awareness of what altitude illness is and how it can affect you and its signs and symptoms and all the rest of it. So there's quite a big section on that.
Yeah, and then also how to stage yourself on different days over the.
Yeah, it gives a good acclimatisation schedule as well to sort of help prevent altitude sickness.
Yeah, I think, and the other thing is we've used all your photos that you took over many years of
So that's really good. Gives a personal view of what Jay's come across and all the different things that you'd come across if you do this walk. And Bill Journey did the design, which is similar to our other ebooks, probably a little bit better. This one is getting better and better each time. So Jay, we've talked about how we put the book together. And so which parts do you like? There's a fair bit in there about Kathmandu.
There is, yeah, there is. I like to think of it that you know, it's got a lot of good information there that will give people a little bit of potential confidence that they can sort of go off the regular tourist trail and sort of get out of the main tourist district a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
So
because we put maps in there about Kathmandu
we have put maps
Tamale.
in there. Yeah, Tamale, the main tourist district. We put maps in there. Good suggestions for restaurants. Good suggestions for places to eat, and
so sort of not Lonely Planet stuff, like personal experience stuff.
Personal experience stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And Jay's a really good cook, so he's learned a bit over in Nepal. And then over the trek, we've got in there. There's a little map for every day.
There is.
And on that, I know that you spent a lot of time, and we've got different sections on the maps, sort of where to stop, where to look. Yeah,
there is. I mean, I guess the trek sort of follows a fairly definitive order. So the trekking route is basically the same, no matter whether you're doing it sort of by yourself or in a commercial group. There are a few kind of options of different sort of towns you can stop at.
And the tea houses?
Yeah, it gives a lot of good information on the tea houses and how they work and what the sort of the procedure, if you like, is to get yourself
so
a room and a meal. So you don't look
like a big klutz going in there.
Yeah, well, I guess you know, you sort of for someone who doesn't know, you just kind of, you know, you just don't really know what to do, where to go, how it all works, what you're expected to do, and that sort of thing. So this is the kind of information that's in the book, so it will give somebody a lot of good information so they can go into a tea house and they can get themselves a room, they can know how the menu system works, and they can order a meal and get fed and without offending anybody, or, you know.
Yeah. And once you get to base camp, there's a couple of different alternate routes we've put in there about how you could come back if you wanted to.
Yeah, essentially the walk to Everest Base Camp usually is a sort of up and back. So it's a same route on return.
Many days up, few days back.
Yeah, usually sort of 7 to 10 days up. 7 being on the very fast end of the schedule, and you can walk back from Everest Base Camp back to the sort of town where you get your flights from. You can be back there in 3 days. That's pretty quick though. But there are alternative routes that you can take back. You can explore other valleys and other villages, and you can just, you know, spend a good deal of time there sort of wandering around and looking at different options. It's quite good.
Okay, well, the book's out. There's always any email requests or whatever if you're interested in buying it. As we said earlier, Jay's had a lot of experience over there and has been there very recently. So remember to breathe, because your breathing can be affected, so enjoy the book. And thanks, Joe.
All right, thank you.